I would now like to call this meeting to order, and I would like to have two students join me in the flag salute, please.
Trustee Acosta? Yes. Trustee Chang? Trustee Gonzalez? Present. Trustee Mejia?
Here.
Trustee Palermo?
Here.
Vice President Parkinson?
Yes.
Trustee Pizzatelli?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
President Rodas?
Yes.
The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend meetings of any public body at which business affecting their interests is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the School District Administrator Board Secretary has caused notice of this meeting to be sent to the following, announcing time and place thereof, agenda, etc. The Jersey Journal, the Administrative Bulletin Board, and the district website. Turn the meeting over to the Board President.
Thank you. I would like to welcome everyone back from a well-deserved spring break. After facing many challenges this school year, including the first half of the park testing, I could not be more proud of everyone in our school district. You have worked incredibly hard, and we have the results to show for it. From an athletic perspective, our students have done phenomenally well this year, especially with recent successes in track, swimming, cheerleading, and baseball. Our Memorial High School Drama Club put on 3 amazing performances of The Little Shop of Horrors, and the community stood behind our student from PS1, Chris Marie, suffering from cancer. Today, we honor some of our best teachers and staff members who have been named Educators of the Year. From the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank and congratulate each and every one of you for your dedication to the school district. Along with our incredible teachers and staff members, we recognize Claire Warnock and Mr. Daniel Valdez for their years of service with for the West North School District. With over 40 years of combined experience, Ms. Warnock and Mr. Valdez impacted the lives of thousands of students and teachers. Once again, thank you, and I wish you the best in all your future endeavors. We have wonderful people in this West New York school system, and I feel so privileged to serve as your president. Thank you.
Under communications for the board secretary, I just have one announcement that the public hearing has been scheduled for Wednesday, April 29th at 5:30 here in the auditorium at the middle school. And now I'll turn the floor over to the superintendent.
Good evening, everyone. I want to echo what President Rhoda said about such wonderful accomplishments. I want to welcome all the relatives of our teachers of the year and support staff. I'd like to welcome also from the town of West New York, Mayor Roque, Commissioner Cosmo Cirillo, Commissioner Rodriguez, for being here this evening to support our Board of Education. This time I'd like to begin the ceremony. We'll step down to President Rodas to the microphone to begin our acknowledgement of our teacher and support staff. Before we begin, I'd just like to congratulate all the acknowledge all the winners, the Teachers of the Year, support staff. This is really what it's all about. The success of the West New York School District and these children lie in the hands of these people day in and day out. They are the reason why the West New York Board of Education and the West New York School District does perform so well. It's because of the people that we are honoring tonight. They are amongst the best of the best. I want to thank them. They have made my job easier. They've provided so much accomplishments for our children. But tonight is their night, and I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. And as the same, I feel the Board of Education, what they have done for us. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to turn the microphone over to the individual who organized this, Stacy Olivero, Assistant Superintendent of Schools. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending this wonderful meeting tonight. I would like to welcome Mayor Roque, commissioners, of course, our wonderful Board of Education, excuse my back, I'm so sorry, and the wonderful professional staff that we have with us today. I would like to also call up Ms. Kober. Is she in the, come on up, Ms. Kober. And her presentation. And of course we have Ms. Jima Bove here taking our pictures for this evening. Thank you. I was told we have a time limit here, so I have to talk very quickly. So I wanted to briefly review with you the new way that our Professionals of the Year are selected. This year, the Governor's Educator of the Year program was done in a very different manner. So what happened was that in January, we received notification from the Department of Education, which set out the guidelines for the selection process. And the selections were as follows. We had to solicit nominations from each school community. Early childhood, 6 elementary schools, our West New York Middle School, and of course Memorial High School. We had to verify that the nominees were indeed eligible, that they had a certain amount of years of service, that they were effective educators and professionals, and that they have a wonderful standing within our school community. After each individual school formed their own committee, which included teachers, parents, administration within the building, and could have been an association member. We had then the selection process occurred, and our award winners were selected. This year, we will start our presentation with our Educational Support Staff of the Year. This award is given with the sincerest gratitude to those individuals in every building who provide services that support learning in every way. It could have been an administrative assistant to the principal or the assistant principal, or a guidance secretary. It could have been a custodian. It could have been a food service personnel person. It could have been anyone. We have wonderful, wonderful nominees. And I will start with the early childhood. I would like to call up Magdalena Perez. Natalia Perez, sorry. And Ms. Rita Mendez. Principal Rita Mendez.
The preschool educational support professional is Magali Perez, who works at School 2 as an early childhood paraprofessional. She also works as an aide on the district school bus. Ms. Perez has worked as a paraprofessional for 16 years. She has a bachelor's degree in chemistry. After working in a lab, she realized that her true love was working with children. Ms. Perez has learned the curriculum and works closely with the classroom teacher. She is kind and loves what she does. She takes pride in providing a safe and nurturing environment for all children. Ms. Perez follows the early childhood guidelines and while ensuring that all the needs of the young students are being met. She is also a team player. She's very cooperative with the other staff members, parents, and the administration. So on the behalf of the preschool program and my colleagues, I want to thank Ms. Perez for choosing to work with young students to enrich their lives and form a strong foundation for the future.
I only want to say thank you very much.
From Public School Number 1, we have Mr. Julio Rodriguez, custodian, and Mr. Nelson Lopez. Please come up.
Good evening. Julio Rodriguez has been a custodian at PS number 1 for the last 13 years. Working alongside Mr. Rodriguez has been a pleasure. His commitment towards his job, his diligent work to promote a safe environment for the staff and students. His rapport with students is wonderful as he always encourages them to pursue their dreams. He is a hard worker and truly loves what he does. PS number 1 staff is so grateful to have him be part of our school community. Julio Rodriguez.
Gracias por todo lo que han hecho por mí. Mucha felicidad para todos.
From School 2, Nella Klink, and Mr. Christian Cardinale.
It's my great honor to introduce this year's Educational Service Professional of the Year from PS2, Mrs. Nella Klink. It takes a village to raise a child, so it is no surprise that running a school requires so much from that village. We rely on the professional contributions of a large and diverse group of staff to help us successfully meet the needs of our students in our ever-changing world. But although each and every contribution is so very important in the development of our students, there still needs to be one person in charge. That one person must be a natural-born leader who anticipates the needs of our school community before the issues even arise. That one person must take ownership of the building's everyday functions. That one person works with a love for the school and all the people inside. That one person naturally rises to the top and becomes the face of our esteemed school community. There is no question about it, the person truly in charge of our beloved number 2 school is Mrs. Nella Klink. She is the face, the backbone, and the heart of our village. Our PS number 2 has been no stranger to change. We've seen staffing moves, retirements, new initiatives evolving, old programs phasing out, new technology and testing, and of course, the huge change brought on by moving locations during the construction and renovation of our building. Through all these transitions, the PS2 community has and continues to uphold its high standards of success. It would not have been possible without the dedicated efforts of Mrs. Klink. It is easy to take for granted how well our school runs. It's equally easy to simply attribute our success to Nella, but we have so little understanding of how she does it. We may never fully understand, but this we do know. Nella does view her daily commitments, she doesn't view her daily commitments as a job. The definition of a job is limiting, and Nella pushes limits and expectations because she has a vision of how our school must be run, and then does whatever is necessary to achieve it. She recognizes the needs of the students, staff, parents, and works to address their needs. Nella's service to all three of these populations is what unites us not only as a school, but as a successful community. We truly are a place where you want to come to work or where you want to send your children. Because to work in Nella's school is to belong to a community where you know you belong and where you know you will be cared for. Nella's extraordinary devotion has the great privilege of PS2 staff, students, and parents. And every building administrator has his or her unique vision and style for the way they choose to run a school. But no matter who's running the building, the staff and students were privileged to receive a positive and consistent atmosphere, thanks to the hard work and effort of Mrs. Klink gives every day. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce not only number 2 school and the district, but also the Hudson County Educational Service Professional of the Year, Mrs. Nelson.
And I'm really touched by Mr. Cardenas' words. Thank you.
Years ago, when I started teaching at number 2 school, Mrs. Klink was not there, but shortly after she did come along, and I quickly got to realize something very, very important. The most important people in a building are the head custodians and the main secretary in the main office. So thank you everyone for running the ship for us. Public School number 3, Ray McGinley and Miss Claire Warnock.
Good evening, everyone. How often is it that we hear every day in school, we hear, I need paper, the laminating machine's broken, the copy machine's broken, I can't find my keys, I need another progress report. Well, just as in Ghostbusters, who do we call? At PS3, we call Ray McGinley. She's been with us since 2006, after a wonderful career as a bank manager, and now she's with us as part of our PS number 3 family. And on behalf of everyone, your other family, we are so proud of you to be our honoree for our educational support.
Public School number 4, Susanna Suriel and Mr. Israel Rodriguez.
When I was a child growing up in Cuba, my grandmother was my main caregiver. She was a hard-working religious woman with a serious disposition, a nurturing smile, an enviable work ethic, and I loved her. Maria Suriel is a custodian at Albion Series School number 4. Everything about her reminds me of my grandmother. She is very caring to our students. She's very responsive to the needs of our staff. She has a positive attitude at all times. She has an enviable work ethic, and she even looks like my grandmother. And though she is probably younger than me, I still see her as my grandmother. Cuando yo era un niño en Cuba, mi abuela era la que me cuidaba. Ella era una mujer religiosa que trabajaba incansablemente. Tenía una disposición seria y una ética de trabajo admirable. Sin embargo, tenía una sonrisa cariñosa y yo la quería mucho. María Suriel es una conserje en la escuela número 4, Albion City School. Todo en ella me recuerda a mi abuela. María se preocupa por nuestros estudiantes, se preocupa por las necesidades de nuestras maestras. Ella tiene una actitud positiva y tiene una ética de trabajo envidiable. Esta hasta se parece a mi abuela. Y aunque la señora Suriel es mucho más joven que yo la veo como la abuela que nunca vi más. Por lo que me da gran placer presentarle a ustedes nuestra trabajadora del año, María Susana Suriel. It gives me great pleasure to present to you our PS number 4 Administrative Support Staff of the Year, María Susana Suriel. Suriel, I admire you and I thank you.
Public School 5, Rosemary Shaka and Miss Lisa Memmer.
I get to introduce not only my coworker, but also someone I am fortunate enough to call my friend. She is such an asset and an incredibly valuable member of our PS5 team. I know that without her, I'd be lost. I can clearly remember the first time I entered PS5. I was promptly greeted with a warm welcome. She has since then become a very good friend and a confidant. I'd like to introduce the honoree of Administrative Support Staff, Ms. Rosemary Shaka.
Thank you, everyone. Harry Albane, Eva Camillo, and Ms. Mantineo.
Harry Albane is very proud to name Mrs. Eva Camillo as the Educational Support Honoree and the Paraprofessional of the Year. Her dedication to the well-being of our students is obvious on a daily basis. She has a wonderful rapport with her students and their families. She's a team player and is always willing to help out whenever asked to do so. Mrs. Camillo's acute perspective on education enables her to perform her duties in a professional manner. Success in the classroom is due to her understanding of the current educational issues and of the demands of the core curriculum standards. Mrs. Camillo is the epitome of a well-rounded paraprofessional, and Harry Albane is proud to have her on our team. I can only say thank you.
West New York Middle School, Ivan Yemes and Brian Cooney.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great honor for me to be here to present this award for our Professional Support Award for the middle school to Mr. Ivan Yanis. I'm not going to read from the script because it's very difficult to come in and be the 8th person to speak when many of my points have been taken. Understandably so. But I will say this, when I come to work every morning, and I love what I do, I absolutely love what I do, and the first person I see every morning is Mr. Yanis with a smile on his face, reading every single person, anything you ask of him, whether a ceiling tile needs to be replaced, whether the temperature is off, whether a locker is jammed, anything that you ask of him, there's never a no, there's never a sigh, there's never a problem. He's the complete team player, and I would have him on my team any single day of my life. So it gives me a great honor to present this award to Mr. Ivan Yanis.
Thank you to my administrators, my co-workers, and my family for coming. Thank you.
Rough getting the microphone away from Mr. Cooney. I know that. He's a tough act to follow. I'm only kidding. I know. We were singing before the auditorium filled up. All right, Memorial High School. Ms. Arlene Kubinek and Assistant Principal Alina Caneo. CSP of the Year, Arlene Kubinek. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today because she had a family emergency. But I will say this. Everyone that has worked at Memorial High School knows Arlene Kubinek. She has been there for 25 years, currently in the guidance department. Arlene, to put it briefly, is the heart and soul of Memorial High School. She makes that place a brighter, happier place. Thank you very much to our professional educational support staff and for everything you do every single day of the year to make West New York a wonderful learning environment for our students and a great place for our teachers. Thank you. We come to our educational support professional staff. This includes social workers, guidance counselors, speech therapists, ABA specialists. You name it, we have it, and we have the best professional staff there is. So on behalf of everyone at the West New York Board of Education, thank you for those services that you provide for all of our students every day. Early childhood, Sandra Rivera and Principal Rita Mendez.
I stand proud today speaking on behalf of Ms. Sandra Rivera. Ms. Rivera has worked as a social worker on the preschool intervention and referral team for the past 13 years. She is a graduate of Columbia University, where she graduated with a sociology degree. She serves as the chairperson for the 504 committee. She worked as a parent facilitator, presenting monthly workshops, and provided after-school play therapy for young students. As a PERT member, she provides teachers with support and strategies to assist students, while also working with parents to enhance the homeschool connection. Ms. Rivera is a warm, energetic, dedicated, and positive individual. She continues to fulfill her dream of making connections with people to serve them in order to enhance their lives. This she does on a daily basis as she works with teachers, children, parents, and the administration. Ms. Rivera is so passionate about her profession that others have nominated her because she is so special at what she does. One of the nominators wrote that Ms. Rivera always lends a helping hand with kindness, respect, humility, and most importantly, a liturgy of experience that allows her to help each child and person. She always has a smile on her face, which makes her very approachable and a good role model. She is always ready to assist everyone, even if they are not her assigned teachers and students. Ms. Rivera feels that as a social worker, she is rewarded by remembering a child's smile because goals were achieved through a team effort with the staff and the parents. A difference was made in a child's life. So on behalf of my colleagues, all the parents, children, of the Early Childhood Program and the district, I want to congratulate you and thank you so much for your vision, your support, and your hard work and dedication.
Thank you so much. This is a great honor. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Public School number 1, Marianne Santiago, and we have a student with us today, Genesee Estrella.
My name is Genesee Estrella, and I am a 6th grade student at public school number 1. I've been in the school for 4 years and they were amazing. I'm really close to Ms. Santiago, and she has always been the person I can come to if I had a problem at school or home. I've had more problems than usual my last 2 years in this school, and Miss Santiago gave me really great advice. But she doesn't just help me. Miss Santiago helps over 900 students with their problems, considering there is only one of her and about 900 of us. Miss Santiago never stops working. You never know what she's doing next. She's like a multitasking machine each and every day. I think Miss Santiago is one of my favorite teachers because that is what she does. She teaches us to become great, confident future men and women. I'm really happy that I got the chance to speak about Miss Santiago here, and I just want to say congratulations, Miss Santiago. You deserve it.
It is really a blessing to work with students like NAC. I went to school here, and to come back and work here is unique and special in its own right. So I'm grateful also for the
Good job, Yanis. You know, I was at #1 school for a while, and Miss Santiago was the social worker there, and I would call upstairs to her and I would say, please, I need therapy. Come down here and give me a hand. And she always did. She is the best. You're absolutely right, and she's a multitasker too. Okay. Our next honoree is a former student of mine, so it gives me chills to even say her name. Dr. Marilyn Valenciano and student Johanna, Morancha, did I say it right? Come on up. Dr. Valenciano.
My name is Johanna Morancha, and I'm a 6th grade student at PS number 2. Today I'm here to present PS number 2's Educational Services Professional of the Year, Dr. Valentano. If you've had the pleasure of getting to know Dr. Valentano, you know she's very deserving of this acknowledgement. Dr. Valentano, you have stood with me through thick and thin. You've helped me since I was 6 years old. I'm very grateful for that. You truly able to have such a wonderful person in my life. I want you to know the impact you've had on me and how important you are to the students at our school. I wish I could stay in #2 school forever so I could come to you whenever I have to. When me and my family were going through a tough time, you stood by us and went above and beyond to help us. You were aware of how we felt and how we were doing. I'm so happy to be here today to highlight all the wonderful things you've done and how much of a marvelous person you are. I know that thank you isn't enough, but I have to say thank you for everything. You deserve this award and so much more.
I really want to say to whoever had the idea of having Joanna speak for me, thank you. It makes it so much more memorable.
Our honoree from #3 school, Nikki Casey, school social worker, clinical social worker, is not here, but we have Ms. Zoila Correa, teacher, here to speak on her behalf. Zoila's shy, so give her a round of applause.
We have had the distinct pleasure of working with Ms. Casey for the past 6 years. She actively participates in all facets of our school community. Ms. Casey is not just our social worker, she is a member of our school leadership council, the peer leadership program, and the school anti-bullying committee, just to name a few. In addition, she has created clubs throughout the years for the students that just needed a place to belong. One of the major additions that she brought to our school was the knitting club. This is a club where kids came together to learn how to knit, but they did it to knit hats for homeless people and for kids that suffer from shaken baby syndrome. Through that alone, the students learned so much about character and community service, all because Nikki started it. Her hard work and dedication are alone strong qualities she possesses. However, what shoots her right up to the top is her beautiful human heart. She has extended hands to broken hearts, to broken spirits, and to broken homes of small humans that seek her wholeheartedly for answers, all which she has done with such great care and concern. Ms. Casey is a woman that truly demonstrates what service really means. She is the kind of social worker that a student one day will say, "Ms. Casey, because of you, I didn't give up." It touches me because she works with so many of my sixth graders that at that age they're finding themselves, and I can't imagine a better social worker to just really guide them in the right path. So as an educator of sixth grade alongside with her, Ms. Casey has helped so many of our students just find their place, and we're just so thankful to have her in our family. Last year, she won New Jersey State Social Worker of the Year. And this year, it's a great honor that I stand here today to accept the award for Ms. Casey as the 2014-2015 Robert Menendez Elementary School Social Service Professional of the Year. Thank you, Ms. Casey.
Okay, we're going to shift a little bit here, and we have our school speech therapist nominee, Anna Pica, and to honor her, Mr. Robert Rapparelli, Assistant Principal.
Good evening. Before I get started reading what I wrote for tonight, I'm sure Ms. Peak is standing up here wondering what I'm about to say. We met almost 30 years ago at the beginning of a career at PS number 4, where I attended school as well as my entire family. It's a pleasure to stand up here tonight with Ms. Pica because she is a true professional to work with. So, reading what I wrote for this evening, this year's recipient of the Professional Support Staff Award has set a high standard for the characteristics of an outstanding educator, both inside and out of the classroom. She is a woman who wears many hats in our school. To mention a few prominent roles she serves on a daily basis: 504 co-chair, SLC member, Fun Day committee member, Mrs. Claus at Christmas time, which is very huge in our building. She gets very emotional about that, and it was a big to do in our school, and it was nice to be a part of this year. She does a tremendous job with that. And most importantly, she is a mother of 2 children, Vincent and Angela Rose. And she treats all of our students as though they are her own. Her many years of service in our school district is beyond appreciated, and so without further ado, it is an honor to present this year's PS number 4 School's Professional Support Staff Award to our speech therapist, Ms. Anna Pica.
Contrary to what people may think, I am a person of very few words. So just to this evening, thank you.
Public School number 5, school social worker, Luisa Arango. And and Principal Danny Valdez.
Ever since she was a little girl in her native Colombia, she had dreamt of being a social worker and being able to help others. Circumstances brought her to the U.S., and after raising her family, she was able to realize her dream, graduating with a BA in Human Services from Springfield College of Massachusetts and a Master's in Social Work from Kane University. Ms. Arango started to work for the West New York Board of Education in 2005, and after a short time at both number 3, and number 4, she was permanently placed at PS number 5. We at PS number 5 are very fortunate to have Ms. Arango as part of our staff, a very giving and talented lady who during her tenure at our school has touched the lives of hundreds of students and parents in a very special way. I have the distinct honor of introducing the PS number 5 Educational Services Professional for 2015, Ms. Luisa Arango.
That is a great honor to be here, to be part of the staff and the school system in West New York. And thank you very much for this recognition.
Harry Albane, school social worker, Liliana Pompidou, and Principal Mantaneo.
Okay, before we start, I just want to thank Mrs. Pompidou for coming tonight. She had some difficulties. She had the passing of her mother last week, and I asked her to come. She's a good friend. Harry Albane is proud to name Ms. Liliana Pompidou as our educational service professional. Her dedication to the well-being of our students and families is apparent on a daily basis. Her compassion for our students' well-being has helped many of them in time of grief. She connects with the students on an emotional level that is able to resolve situations using constructive and a gentle approach. I don't know if you know about 5th and 6th grades, but they have a lot of drama. And she's a drama whisperer. She can just knock it down and bring everybody back into perspective where I'm like, I'm losing myself. Her ability to engage with students and families demonstrates how her professional skills are both practical and effective. She looks at things in a very common sense way, and she gets the job done. Not easy when you're dealing with little kids. Her commitment to the students of Harry Albane has created an atmosphere in which students and their families can seek help in a supportive environment. Also, being a member of the Hispanic community, she feels that she has a lot to offer, and she gives them a lot of programs, and she is very compassionate. Ms. Pompidou is a great asset to our school, and I would like to congratulate you on this award. You deserve it. You're the best.
It's a real honor. I grew up in West New York. I graduated from Free School and Memorial High School, and I appreciate it very, very much.
West New York Middle School Guidance Counselor, Ms. Sylvia Rodriguez, and to present her award is Assistant Principal Kelly Jones. couple of Rodriguez's in the house.
The middle school family is so grateful to have you, Sylvia. Your 25 years of experience have shown to be so valuable to all of us. You are kind and compassionate to our students, staff, and parents. You are stern, yet fair. You are respectful and sympathetic to others. You can always tell when someone genuinely cares about people, and Sylvia does. Dealing with middle school students is not an easy task, but Sylvia knows just the right time to unleash the Cuban in her and set students straight, and sometimes the parents as well. Sylvia is proactive in completing tasks, she is organized, and she is willing to try new things. Thank you for embracing Google with open arms and running with it. You do anything that we ask, and we appreciate all of your tireless efforts. We value your work ethic and your strong sense of community and family. We hope to keep you for another 25 years. Congratulations, Sylvia, for this award, and thank you for all of it.
I'm honored to have been able to serve my community, my family, my friends. I came from Cuba knowing no English. When I came, they had no bilingual education. I went to high school in New York, and I found a lady who happened to be my guidance counselor. Her last name was Rodriguez. She helped me out. She showed me my responsibilities as a student. And after I graduated from high school, I promised that if I had the opportunity, I would do what she did and even more. In 25 years serving the community, my community, West New York, and working alongside many, many wonderful people, I have fulfilled my dream to give back what was given to me when I first came to this country. Thank you very much.
And finally, our last educational services professional is Guidance Counselor Brenda Gould, being presented her award by Alina Caneo, Assistant Principal. The Professional Award Staff of the Year recognizes one of our amazing counselors who plays an integral part of the lives of our students. She's an advocate for our students and parents while providing support to the teachers and the school community. She inspires students to pursue their dreams and make post-secondary education plans. Tonight's Professional Staff Award is presented to Brenda Gould. She attended PS number 5 from kindergarten to 12th grade, and then later on Memorial High School. She has served the West Hill School District for the past 40 years. She started as a 6th grade teacher at PS number 1, and later on was transferred to Memorial High School as a guidance counselor. This award tonight is to recognize her outstanding leadership and professionalism. Guidance counselors are that piece of the puzzle that put the entire building together. They kind of bridge the different components of the building. Thank you, Brenda, for making a significant impact in the lives of the students at Memorial High School. Thank you for being an excellent leader and a role model to our teachers and our students. And thank you for your constant dedication to our school. Thank you. What a wonderful, wonderful professional staff we have here in West New York. They support our students, our parents, our teachers. They support everything we do every day. On behalf of everyone in West New York, thank you to our professional staff. And now, we have some very, 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 very special speakers who are going to speak this evening on behalf of their teachers. That's right. I would like to ask Ms. Caitlin Pavone to come up. Caitlin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Caitlin, and she is going to introduce Ms. Denise Armendano. This is from the Early Childhood School. Where's Ms. Denise?
That she made for Ms. Denise. She wanted to talk about Ms. Denise and say what Ms. Denise, how Ms. Denise is her favorite teacher. Caitlin, do you want to say anything about when Ms. Denise is your favorite teacher? So she wanted to say that she loves to paint for Ms. Denise, that she loves to do things with her during playtime and work at the centers, and that she loves to give her hugs and be her shadow every day and follow her all through the classroom. She has Ms. Denise has shown her how to write her letters, her numbers, how to count up to 20, and she has learned a lot of Ms. Denise's class. And she had told Ms. Denise how she loves her so much and is happy to be in her classroom. She has a little book that she had made to show why she loves Ms. Denise and she drew pictures for Miss Denise about what she was going to say today. So right now, she's just not ready to talk, but she has her letters that she has learned and the pictures that she has drawn for her favorite teacher. Great job. And I would just like to say on behalf of the early childhood staff, we're very proud to have Ms. Denise be the Teacher of the Year. She's been with us for 14 years when the program is in existence for 16 years, and she's been with us for 14 years. She began in a trailer at #2 school, and she moved to #6 and then to #3. She's very passionate about her children, her students. She is a person that is extremely dedicated and works very, very hard. She's a perfectionist. She wants to get it right all the time. So she really, exerts a lot of energy, a lot of desire, and, she gives it her all. So on behalf of the Early Childhood Program, we want to thank you for building a foundation for our students to make them very successful in the future. Thank you so much, Denise.
Commissioners Rodriguez and Cosmo Cirillo to also present the year.
I just want to say I'm very honored, and I remember when I was first hired here by Claire. I was interviewed by Claire, so I'm a little bit sad that she's leaving us, but I was excited that I'm working with you for the last year, and I just love working here in West New York. It's a wonderful community, and the early childhood program is a wonderful program that I am so honored to be a part of. So I want to say thank you.
Good evening, all. My name is Gabe Rodriguez, for those of you who don't know. It's very simple for me to be here. It's a pleasure to be here because in this room we have many friends. I have people who I work with now, people who I went to school with, but most importantly, people who made me who I am today, coaches, teachers, and of course my parents. And so these are the events that as a commissioner, as a person who works in politics are truly the best because they're easy to come and support. When I see people like the Speaker, who was my coach, and so many others, like my mother, who I have no words. Miss Mike, who is about to send me to the principal's office now, like she did in 8th grade because she was my 8th grade teacher. And so I just had to say that these are the events that really, really count. Educators are a cornerstone in this community and in every community. And so with that, I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being there for me and for so many other West New York kids. I consider myself still a West New York kid. And as this young lady said, you deserve it. And so I want to thank you. Mayor Roque had to step out. We're actually dedicating a street to the late Joey Caraballo, who was a kid from West New York, and so he wanted me to make sure that I mentioned that because this event is about someone like him, and also to say that he is very proud to be a mayor in a town where so many people who are from here are serving here, and so I just wanted to say that as well.
we have obviously more teachers who are going to be honored, but I definitely wanted to say that. And once again, thank you all. Thank you, Mary.
Public School number 1. We have our guest speaker tonight is Ms. Daniela Correa. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Daniela Correa, and she's going to speak on behalf of her teacher, Ms. Delcy Sorto. Delcy, would you please come up?
Everybody. Ms. Sordo was my 3rd grade teacher last year. On the first day of school, I was very excited to have her as my 3rd grade teacher because many people told me that she was very nice. I found out that she was nice because when we forgot our homework, she would tell us not to forget again and give us time to do it at lunch. Some people think if a teacher's too nice, he won't teach well. But when you do something wrong, they will let it slide. Miss Sordo never did that. I learned a lot from her, like how to multiply and divide. Miss Sordo remembers all of our names. Whenever I see her in the hallways, she says hi, and I give her a big hug. I think she is the nicest and kindest teacher ever.
I'm very honored, and I love Daniela. She's super special, and I can't thank her enough for doing this. Thank you.
We have Miss Emily Hernandez as our next speaker. And Emily is going to introduce her teacher from public school number 2, Miss Diana Dominguez.
A teacher takes a hand, opens a heart, and shapes the future. Hi, my name is Emily Hernandez, and I am a 6th grader at PS2. I am honored to be here today on behalf of my peers to introduce Ms. Dominguez as PS number 2's Teacher of the Year. To begin with, we want her to know that we appreciate her dedication, patience, and support. We also want her to know that we look forward to going to math class every day. She does her very best to explain concepts in different ways so everyone understands. Even the shy students raise their hands and aren't afraid to ask questions. We all know that she deserves this award because of all the different things she's taught us. For example, ratios, reciprocals, algebra, and many more. If I attempted to name all the concepts we've learned this year, it would take us all night. And we all need to get some sleep because there's more math tomorrow. She's an excellent teacher who really loves what she does. And yes, she's great at teaching us math, but Ms. Dominguez has also taught us life lessons. She leads by example, showing us what it's like to be kind and forgiving. If a student forgets an assignment, she's always willing to give him or her a second chance. These are lessons that are really important, and we will carry them with us for the rest of our lives. I know by the time we are out of 6th grade, we'll be even smarter because of Ms. Dominguez. So thank you, Ms. Dominguez, and congratulations on this accomplishment.
as a former language arts person, I have to say there was a language arts teacher behind that speech too. All right, good job, good job. Okay, I would like to pull up two young ladies from public school number 3, Angela Zine and Hannah Gray. To introduce their teacher, Amanda DeRocha.
Good evening. My name is Hannah Garay. My name is Angela Zane. We are 5th grade students from the Juan Menendez Elementary School. There are a lot of things you can say about Mr. Rocher. She is funny, sweet, and creative. Mr. Rocher always tries to give us notes we can understand. This makes our lives so much easier. On special occasions, Mr. Rocher always brings in delicious treats made by her wonderful mother for us to eat. Mr. Rocher is also beautiful, kind, and lovely. She is like a flower blooming in spring. Her value as a human being is worth more than gold. Mr. Rocher always tries her best to make math more exciting with entertainment and cheerfulness. Everyone likes to be around her because of all the wonderful things she has done. Mr. Rocher is positive. She can come up with creative ideas. Mr. Rocher's creativity is beyond Earth's atmosphere. Mr. Rocher is a good influence on us. Every day, Mr. Rocher comes into the classroom feeling happy. She knows there are so many beautiful reasons to feel positive instead of negative. Throughout the year, we have learned many math skills from our teacher, Mr. Rocher. We just want to show our appreciation to Mr. Rocher for all the hard work and effort she has done. Mr. Rocher goes above and beyond to make sure that our 5th grade year is amazing. We are so happy that she is our teacher, and she is always the teacher of the year in our eyes. We love you, Mr. Rocher. Thank you.
It's easy to teach when you have great students like that. So, thank you.
We have variety too. We have duets. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, we're up to public school number 4, and I would like to bring up Gilbert and Elena. On Miss Del Duca, and here she comes, Miss Del Duca.
Hi, my name is Gilbert. And my name is Eleni Benitez. I am 7.5 years old. I'm in the 2nd grade. I am very honored, I'm very happy and honored to introduce Miss Del Duca, my 2nd grade teacher. she is a wonderful teacher. She wants us to do our best in school. Miss Del Duca is very smart and really nice too. She tells us if we study hard, we can be whatever we want to be when we grow up. She always builds up our confidence. She also wants us to show all our work in math. She does fun things in our class like the pollution jar. I am very grateful to have Miss Del Duca as my second grade teacher. Thank you, Miss Del Duca.
I just want to say thank you to my family, to my friends, my gorgeous Eleni, and this is my handsome Gilbert. God bless them. I am truly honored to be their teacher. I truly, truly love what I do, and you guys rock. Thank you again. Thank you. Here it comes. Moving slow, but I'm moving. Are they not gorgeous or what? Look at that.
All the families that are here tonight, of course, the parents of our honorees, but we have a family member who retired recently and is part of Miss Del Duca's family, Miss Mary Ann Sinkyu. Hello, welcome back. Okay, so from public school number 5, we have Mr. Tyler Plaza, who's going to introduce his teacher, Mr. Hatami.
My name is Tyler Plaza, and I'm very happy to introduce Teacher of the Year for PS number 5. In my opinion, Mr. Hatami is very deserving of this honor for the following 3 reasons. His wonderful sense of humor, his passion for teaching music, and above all, his dedication to us as students.
Thank you, Tyler. Very nice. I'm very honored. This is very humbling to be here amongst you. I wanted to mention my father, my late father, was instrumental in my success in life. My informal education started when I was like a toddler, circumnavigating the earth. And at one point, I remember in my childhood, we lived on a farm in Monmouth County. And my father was a scholar and a gentleman farmer, and he would be planting like 1,000 tomato plants and 1,000 pepper plants. And I was like Tyler's age. And he'd say, "Cameron, come out here." And it's like, mind you, it's like in the summertime, it's like 100 degrees. He goes, "Come here and pull some weeds. You know, you're eating these tomatoes, pulling through these weeds." I go, "Well, why should I pull all these weeds for?" He goes, "Because later on in life, you're going to get character from this." I'm sorry to say, I wasn't really a good weed puller. But I was ambitious. I took the tomato plants on the roadside and I sold them. Anyway, I just want to say I love to teach, and more importantly, I love to teach the children of West New York. Thank you.
shout out to Tyler's mom. She was also one of my students. Miss Collada, yeah. Okay, as we move on to Harry L. Bain, I'd like to call up Katia Mordan. Katia is going to introduce her teacher, Miss Stephanie Trukowski.
Trukowski is the best teacher in the world. She teaches us math in a fun way. She always reads books to us and tells funny stories. Whenever we can't understand something, Mrs. Trukowski always helps us. She inspires me every day to try my best and be the best that I can be. Because of her, I love first grade. Every morning, I look forward to seeing her smiling face and learning so much. Mrs. Trukowski is amazing, and that's why I love her.
Say thank you for this wonderful honor. I have the best job in the world, and I'm God blessed every day that I can do it. Thank you.
What did she do when she graduated?
Okay, I think we're done with the prop there, Ms. Cobra. We're up to the middle school and the high school. Okay. From the West New York Middle School, I'd like to bring up our next speaker, Giselle Garcia. And she's going to speak on behalf of her teacher, Miss Allison Palladino.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Giselle, and I would like to take some time to express my gratitude and appreciation for my history teacher, Miss Palladino. She has the qualities which allow good teachers to do their job effectively. Being in her class for nearly 2 years has been a great pleasure. I have grown to admire and appreciate her for what she does and how she is with her students. Ms. Palladino holds herself accountable, which is an important quality a teacher must possess. She holds herself to the same standards and expectations she holds her students to. With her, there are no double standards. At the same time, she's adaptable because a teacher must be willing to change to teach her students. If after the class or a particular student doesn't understand the lesson, Ms. Palladino doesn't move on. Instead, she quickly comes up with a better way to teach the lesson and ensures all students are on the same page. Every teacher is caring for the students, but Ms. Palladino goes the extra mile to make her students are successful, understand the material, and comfortable in her classroom. She figures out the personalities and interests of each student and incorporates components that connect with each individual. She is very hands-on for a teacher for the benefit of the students. Most teachers will just teach lessons and not make them engaging or fun for students of our age. Ms. Palladino takes the time to create songs from the music we are into and adds her own history lyrics. At first, I thought it was insane that we would be singing in her class, but I soon realized she's not as crazy as we thought. The information actually sticks. I can still remember the songs from the beginning of my 7th grade year. One of the finest qualities she possesses is her dedication. She spends all the necessary time to provide her students with the best education possible. This determination to ensure all students succeed can be felt as soon as anyone walks into her classroom. She's engaging and maintains the attention of the students until the end of class and keeps them looking forward to learning the next day. She is forgiving and doesn't let any hurtful actions impact the way she teaches, and more importantly, she never holds grudges against any students. I can continue singing praises of Ms. Palladino, but right now, I just want to thank her. Thank you for who you are, and despite how challenging I may be, Thanks for always making me feel important. Because of you, I have a role model. You are not only an amazing teacher, but an inspirational woman. I'm so proud that you have been nominated for Teacher of the Year because you are truly one of a kind.
Giselle is not challenging at all, and she's very sweet, and she puts a smile on my face every day. And I love my job, and thank you very much.
Okay, as the saying goes, save the best for last. We are here to honor Memorial High School's Teacher of the Year, Mr. Stephen Hempel. Our guest speaker is Mr. Jamie Velasquez.
Tonight, I have the honor to introduce Mr. Hempel for the Teacher of the Year Award from Memorial High School. When I look at Hempel, I see a world on his shoulders. Hello? Hello? Oh man, I broke this. Hello? Okay. I'll try not to move it. Sorry about that. Yeah, I see the weight of the world on his shoulders. I see an amazing person with a golden heart, a soldier with great knowledge, character, and perseverance. Above all, I see a selfless man who's willing to go the extra mile for his students. He has impacted the lives of many within our community as an amazing chemistry teacher and also a drama director. Mr. Hempel, I thank you for helping me to become the person I am today. I remember when I first met Mr. Hempel back in 2011 at my first drama meeting. As I entered the auditorium with a couple of my friends, he welcomed us with open arms. I looked around and I saw the excitement on people's faces, especially for those who were returning members. They spoke so highly of Mr. Hempel and his program. As an incoming freshman, I was very nervous and reluctant to participate within the activities, but when I was called up to go on stage, I was on the verge of a mental breakdown. If it hadn't been for Mr. Hempel encouraging me that day, I would have missed out on the best part of my high school career. I would have missed out on being involved in curtains, Jazzy Chaperones, Pamela, and Little Shops of Horrors. It's been 4 years now, and I've come a long way. In my years of sacrificing blood, sweat, and tears, literally, I became a passionate leader with the drive to succeed in anything that I do. I cannot thank Hempel enough for challenging me, for pushing me past my limits, for educating me in his chemistry honors class, and for being a father figure, and that has not failed me. As the end of the year slowly approaches, I've come to realize how fortunate I am to have such an amazing person impact my life. It's been an honor and a blessing. Thank you for everything, and I hope you continue to impact the lives of others as you've impacted me.
And as I said on the first day of school to Ms. Olivero, I do it all for the kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize that this evening took so long, but this evening was one of the most important board meetings that we have every year. We honor the most important people in the district. I am so thrilled and honored to be associated with these wonderful students. And this is just a sampling. There are 8,000 students just like these students in the schools in Westfield. The 27 honorees that you saw this evening represent 27 of over 1,000 employees. Every one of our employees could be up here receiving an award this evening. Everyone, and everyone should be. But tonight, we honor a select few, and I am thrilled and I appreciate everything that everyone does on behalf of this district. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Ms. Olivero. Great job. And again, those presenters were outstanding. Thank you, guys. Outstanding job, and congratulations to everyone. I have one more award to give out this evening. Before I do that, I'd just like to acknowledge a special guest that we have this evening, former Commissioner of Education for the State of New Jersey, William Labrera. Welcome, Mr. Labrera. Thank you. West New York. I have one more award to give out. I want to call Oscar Guerrero. Like President Rodas had mentioned, the outstanding accomplishments that our athletic program has done this year. Several board meetings before, we have honored our swimmers, our trackmen. We have another honoree this evening. NewJersey.com, Hudson County Interscholastic Athletic Association, Athlete of the Year, 2014-15, goes to Memorial High Schools, and Así Huevas. That concludes the award presentation. We'll continue with the Board of Education meeting at this time.
time, we'll continue with the meeting. The public portion of the meeting is now concluded. The board will now recess into executive session to discuss items which fall within the exception of our open public meeting policy. It permits the board to have private discussions since it deals with specific exceptions contained in New Jersey statute annotated 10:4-12B. This evening, the board will be discussing matters of personnel affecting current or prospective employees, matters of litigation, professional service contracts, and other matters rendered confidential by law, workers' compensation. Be it resolved that the Board of Education will now recess to executive session to discuss the aforementioned matters. Any discussion held by the board which need not remain confidential will be made public as soon as practical. Minutes of the executive session will be disclosed until the need for confidentiality no longer exists. The board may take action on these items following executive session. May I have a motion to adjourn to executive session?
Second.
Mejia, roll call please. Trustee Acosta. Trustee Chang. Trustee Gonzalez. Trustee Mejia.
Yes.
Trustee Palermo. Trustee Palermo. Yes. Vice President Parkinson. Yes. Trustee Dr. Pizzatelli.
Yes.
Trustee Portillo. And President Rodas.
Yes.
Okay, at this time we'll recess to executive session. My estimate is approximately 90 minutes.
Motion to come out of closed session?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Trustee Parkinson, second by Trustee Piscatelli. Roll call, please.
All in favor? Yes.
Yes. Yes. Aye.
Okay, Bill, before we open the floor for public comment, I'll just mention there's a few items that are changing on the agenda, and items that will be just a few minor changes. The first item is item 1.2 is going to be removed from the consent agenda and voted on separately. Item R1 and R2 are also being removed from the consent agenda and voted on separately. 1.9 and 1.10 are being removed from the agenda. They're the Internoc agreement and the award of a contract for a superintendent search firm. They're being removed from tonight's agenda. And item 6.29 will be added to the agenda, and that will be for an evaluation of an employee, fitness of duty evaluation for an employee. And item 7.1, which is board member travel for board member Trustee Chang. Also, Dr. Pizzatelli will be attending the same event, so she'll be added to that. Okay. All the changes, did I forget anything, or? So there are the changes for tonight's agenda. Are there any board member questions on any items on the agenda before the floor is open for the public to comment on agenda items only? Any questions by any board members?
Actually, yep. Can we also pull 5.1, please? Sorry about that.
Uh, 5.1 is future board meeting. It's being removed from the consent agenda. Any other questions or?
So there's 4 items being removed from the consent agenda, just to be clear, and 2 that are being withdrawn.
That's correct.
Everything else.
And then
6.29 is there now.
Yes.
And one of the board members have been added on to 7.1.
Correct.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, let's move now to the hearing of the public.
Please state your name for the record. This is on agenda items only at this time. It's only on agenda items at this time. Does anyone have any? It's just on agenda items. Okay. Comments? Okay, seeing no comments on agenda items at this time, we'll move on, and the board can vote on the agenda items. vote on item R.1 first, which is the appointment of professional services for the auditor. May I have a motion? May I have a second?
Motion by Trustee Gonzalez, seconded by Trustee Acosta.
This is R1 that we're voting on?
That's correct.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Pranchetta, at what point can we discuss before we vote?
Well, we're in the middle of,
Oh, you can, right now, may I speak? Yes, you may. Yes, thank you. I'd just like to state for the record again that I object to changing the auditor, as I objected in the previous meeting. The only thing in common that we have changed all of these professional services is that they've made political donations. I have not heard a single reason as far as why we're changing any of our professional services, and that's why I'm going to vote no on this. Thanks.
Seeing no other comments by board members, Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
No.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Mejia?
Abstain.
Trustee Palermo?
No.
Vice President Parkinson?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Piscitelli?
Abstain.
Trustee Portillo?
Abstain.
President Rodas?
Yes.
4 yeses, 2 no, 3 abstentions, the motion carries. The next item that was removed from the consent agenda is R2, which is the board attorney.
Motion.
second. Motion by Trustee Parkinson, second by Trustee Acosta. May I speak? Again, I'd like to, again, voice my objection. In this particular case, we have been putting out RFPs and not even selecting firms that have responded to them. I think this is extremely unprofessional. This particular appointment, again, the firm that we are continuing to use did not apply for this position, did not submit a proposal to this RFP. And I'm disappointed that we did not get a chance to choose this appointment. So that's why I'm voting no. We did get a chance to choose, and it was the board's consensus that we were going to leave Mr. Edelstein and his firm from now until the end of June 30th, and then on July 1st we would be doing an RFP again. So we did get an opportunity to choose. It was the board's consensus to stay with our current board attorney, our current general counsel.
However, they did not apply to this RFP.
But you said we did not get an opportunity to choose, and we did. Anything else? Okay.
I'd like to comment on that. I have the same objection as Mr. Chang. This is the second time the board has put out RFQs for legal services. The second time firms have responded. On the previous occasion, we even had interviews, and the committee decided on a particular firm, and then at the behest of one board member, it was changed to a different firm. This time we put out RFQs, firms responded, and they were ignored. I think it's making us look very foolish. I think it's a very bad way to conduct business, and that's why I'm voting no.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Now, can we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
No.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Mejia?
Abstain.
Trustee Palermo?
No.
Vice President Parkinson?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Piscitelli?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
We voted in R2, right?
R2, yes.
Yes.
President Rodas?
Yes.
6 yeses, 2 no, 2 noes, 1 abstention, the motion carries. At this point, we'll vote on item 1.2, which was removed from the consent agenda, which are the minutes. May I have a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
Second. Motion by Trustee Mejia, seconded by President Rodas. Roll call, please.
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Mejia?
Abstain.
Trustee Palermo?
Abstain.
Vice President Parkinson?
No.
Trustee Dr. Piscitelli?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Abstain.
President Rodas?
Abstain.
4 yeses, 1 no, 4 abstentions. The motion carries. Next is 5.1, was also removed from the consent agenda, which is future board meeting dates.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Parkinson, second by trustee Gonzalez. Roll call, please. Can I? May I speak? Yes, you may. I'd just like to confirm again that we're going to keep this next board meeting date. And if we're not, then we should come up with a new date.
And the date we're talking about here is April 29th, correct?
The next board meeting, May 13th.
May 13th. There's the public hearing on April 29th, which the board all agreed to.
Okay, well, I just also want to state that the board gave the secretary, our board secretary, access for 3 dates, and the board provided the board secretary with 3 dates, and this was the date that the board secretary had agreed that was the best date available and the best date.
That was the April 29th meeting. That's just a special meeting on the budget. The next regular meeting is May 13th.
I'd just like to question why May 13th is the subject of a resolution, because I believe that was the original date scheduled by the January resolution that we passed for the entire year's meetings. So why is this the subject of a separate
I can respond to that.
resolution?
We always put the next meeting date that was on the original resolution. We've always done that.
Thank you.
Does it vote yes for the keep the meeting the 13th?
Yes, on May 13th.
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Mejia?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Vice President Parkinson?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
President Rodas?
Yes.
There are all the items that were removed from the consent agenda. At this time, the board can have a motion for all the items that are left over on the consent agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Parkinson, second by trustee Gonzalez. Roll call.
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Mr. Fanchetta, we're voting on the 7s, right? Is that what you just said?
No,
Or
not the 7s.
We're-
We'll do the 7s after.
So we're just voting on the
On the consent agenda.
Okay, yeah, yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Mejia?
Yes, but I would like to abstain on 1.3, 1.8, 1.9, and 5.4.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Trustee Parkinson?
Yes, and I would like to abstain on 2.2, 2.3, 3.1, and 6.29.
Trustee Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo? Trustee Portillo?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
And President Rodas?
Yes.
At this time, we'll vote on the items that on the set, the 7.1 and 7.2, which are board member travel and a resolution for pension health and benefits reform.
Are we voting on each one separately or both of them? Could we do both separate? Do 7.1 then 7.2?
All right, 7.1 is
Motion.
Is it travel?
Motion by trustee Parkinson, second by trustee Gonzalez. Roll call.
Trustee Acosta?
Thank you.
Trustee Chang?
Abstain.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Mejia?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Vice President Parkinson?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
Trustee Rodas?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, the next Next item is 7.2, which is the pension and health benefit reform resolution that was suggested by New Jersey school boards. Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Acosta, seconded by trustee Mejia. Roll call, please.
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Mejia?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Trustee Parkinson?
Abstain.
Trustee Dr. Pizzatelli?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
President Rodas?
Yes.
Motion passes. At this point, I'll open the floor for public comment.
Public comment?
Doreen Oriana. Is it on? You need the address. I'm trying? Oh, okay. Doreen Oriana. You need the address? 6025 Hudson Avenue. Tonight I'm addressing only the board members present in 2013. I'm going back to the January meeting when I posed the question of who sent the recommendation to name the schools after Congressman Series and Senator Menendez. Your answer to me that night, nobody knew. Does anybody want to answer it tonight before I go any further? Okay. The recommendation is of public record. Mayor Roque sent the recommendation, and Mayor Roque did nothing wrong. He did follow the board protocol. He wrote a letter of recommendation, and the board voted on it. It was that simple, and not one of you could stand up and tell me, why were you so afraid to tell me who wrote the recommendation when it was already public knowledge? Seriously, you should be ashamed. I got an answer from Dr. Piscatelli saying, to our recollection, it was just put on the agenda and the board was told to vote. And she has no clue who it came from. Is that how you always vote? You don't know who sends it, but you vote anyway?
I just want to add for the record, I was not a board member at the time.
I mean, if you would have just told me that night that the recommendation came from elsewhere, I would have taken my argument elsewhere. Instead, you allowed me to make you look incompetent in my eyes.
Well, most of us here, as Ms.
No, I said I'm only addressing those who sat here 2013.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Denise,
Maybe that's why a lot of us
Denise,
were here.
Denise, these are public comments,
Okay,
not board member
I'm
comments.
sorry, I apologize for
I get an
speaking.
extra second now. Or two. I also recall that I was told that anybody can send a recommendation into the board. That is correct. If somebody has it, it could be anybody. Here's my recommendation.
I don't have to read it. Mrs. Oriema?
It's Miss.
Miss Oriema?
My mother was Mrs. Oriema.
I will address this with the board attorney at a separate time. Away from this, and
It will come up, it will come before the board though. I was told that anybody can write a recommendation, and the board reviews it, and the board gets to vote on it.
That's not exactly the way it works. The board gets to vote on it if the president and superintendent choose to put it on the agenda. If they don't choose to put it on the agenda, the board doesn't get to vote on it.
So, in my statement, My recommendation was to, by the way, people who are sitting in the audience, is to remove Senator Menendez's name from public school number 3. My recommendation letter also states that everyone is innocent until proven guilty, and I know that. And that's not why I'm asking to be, removed. The fact remains that he's indicated in something that's terrible. And now his name is on a school, and regardless of the outcome of his trial, that school is marked.
Ms. Oriam, I'm sorry, your 3 minutes is up. Actually, I extended it.
I should get a little bit more from the no answers from the meeting in January. You wasted all my time.
I'm sorry?
You're always sorry, Stephen.
No, I could not understand what you're saying.
Oh, I said when I asked these questions in January, you guys took up all my time by not answering. Could you,
Well, I mean, it
could have
wasn't-
extended
well,
me the courtesy.
I did. I actually did extend an extra minute.
I'll be back. It's not over.
Thank you.
Daniel Alvarez, 4204 New York Avenue, Union City, New Jersey.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again, please?
Sure. Daniel Alvarez, 4204 New York Avenue, Union City. This question, if you choose to answer, is for Mr. Silvio Costa. Were you responsible for the production and distribution of this, I don't even know what to call this, political, some may say political humor. I see there's something a little more dark and sinister with elements of brujeria in it.
No.
No? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for answering no.
And Mr. Alvarez, I just want to tell you this is public comments. These are your public comments.
Understood. Okay. We'll get through this really quick. My second question for Mr. Acosta. Do you have a stake or interest, or do you receive any payments from Alamo Insurance Group?
I'm sorry. No board member is required to answer your questions. This is not public question and answer. This is public
I understand.
comment.
I understand that. But if they
Then
want
you
to
should
answer,
make
they can answer
comments.
it. Okay. Well, if they want to answer the question, they can answer it, right or wrong?
This is public comment. Stop
Okay, well, I'm making
asking
comments and I'm asking
and
questions.
make comments.
Right. Well, according to some attorneys, they say that if you answer a question, the public has a right to receive an answer, right or wrong?
Well, I happen to be the attorney sitting here, and I'm telling you, make comments, don't ask questions.
Well, I'm going
This
to
is not
ask
question and
questions
answer.
anyway, regardless of what you say. All right? How about that? So let me
All right.
finish what I have to do.
I can't require you to make good decisions.
Okay. Well, I don't. Hey, listen. As far as I'm concerned, you're getting paid with taxpayer money. So when we ask questions, it's their responsibility to answer it. Even though they don't have to, they should. All right? I'm going to get through this, and we're going to be done with it. Last question is concerning your good friend Armando Alvarez. How far back does that relationship go?
Mr. Alvarez, I don't understand why you're asking these questions. How does this pertain to the school district whatsoever?
Well, you have a board trustee that I'm asking questions about.
But I mean, how does this in any way impact our school district? That's what I would like to know. Because if not, then I believe you're just using this for some type of political, for some type of your own.
Right, but you're a political guy, right? Or wrong?
No, I'm not a political guy.
No,
The Board of Education is not political.
So you don't go in and out of West New York Democratic County Committee office, in and out, helping in the campaign?
Can you please sit down?
No. Where's my 3
Can you
minutes?
please sit down?
No, I'm not going to sit down. You're asking me to sit down. A taxpayer, you're telling me to sit down.
No, go ahead. Keep on.
Okay. All right. Well, now we're going to talk about you. So you're not a political guy that goes inside of churches, getting them to try to vote for you, and not to vote for the mayor.
No.
No. Well, you were caught in pictures.
Sir, I'm not going to let you continue. I'm the board lawyer here, and what you're doing has nothing to do with the school district. You're now.
It's my First Amendment right.
This is, well, I could do this in a scholarly way, but this is not a First Amendment issue. This is what's called a limited forum. It is not an open forum, because the First Amendment right here is circumscribed by the rules of the Board of Education.
Wait, you're
Those
saying the
rules,
First
I'm going to
Amendment
finish
doesn't
what I'm
apply?
saying. Those rules.
How about I don't let you
Those
finish what you're
rules.
saying? How about I
Either way, your time's up, sir.
Those rules require you to address issues relevant to the school district.
Got it? David Rivera, 233 59th Street. President Rodas, I have a question for Trustee Gonzalez. Whether she responds or not, I'll still continue my comments and questions. Ms. Gonzalez, do you know what the word means, autonomous? The word autonomous. Do you know the definition?
I'm advising the board members not to answer these questions.
The word autonomous means not controlled by others or by outside forces.
Sir.
Ms. Gonzalez.
Sir, please.
Are you
don't be
related
rude.
to Pablo Fonseca?
Please, don't be rude. Let me finish what
The
I'm
animal
saying.
insurance representation?
Shut off that microphone.
The town spokesman?
That's right.
Team Roque's campaign manager? No answer, Ms. Gonzalez? Is Pablo Fonseca related to you?
Again, these are your public comments.
In the January 7th reorganization meeting, page 13, Damaris Gonzalez stated that she thanks Mayor Roque personally for believing in her and others and giving her the opportunity to assist the mayor together with the town and the Board of Education for the future of our children. The definition to autonomous states no control by others or by outside forces. Now, Damaris, is the mayor in fact telling you how to vote on school board resolutions? Does the mayor make decisions in favor on the school board? No answers? Trustee Gonzalez, you don't belong on this board. You're not here for the sake of the children, nor our teachers. Shame on you. And do us all a favor, you should resign. Thank you.
It's very sad. Any other public comments? Motion to close public comments?
No, we don't need a motion. Now it's board member comments. Move on to board member comments.
Board member comments?
Yes. I have a couple of comments. First of all, although most of them have left, I would like to congratulate all of the winners of the awards that were presented tonight. I think we have a lot to be proud of in this school district, and it's largely because of our personnel. So congratulations again. Also, my second comment is that tonight's meeting is the third meeting in a row that has been changed from the original date that was set by resolution in January by this board. Last month, the meeting was scheduled for March 11th. I made travel plans, and I specifically booked my flight for the morning of March 12th so that I would not miss the March 11th meeting. I actually planned things so that I can abide by my responsibility to this board and attend meetings. And I was forced to miss the March 11th meeting because the date was changed unilaterally by Mr. Rodas, as he did with the February meeting, without consulting other board members about the convenience of the new date. I don't know what the reason for adjourning tonight's meeting or changing the date of tonight's meeting was. But if we set meeting dates by resolution, we should abide by that. The president has very limited authority to change the date, and it's not because of his convenience. And if I were here last month, I would have voted against the resolution to give Mr. Rodas, the board president, the authority to set the agenda along with the president, the superintendent. I think he has too much authority and he exceeds the authority that he does have.
make a comment? I would also like to thank and congratulate all of the teachers and staff members who were honored tonight. They deserve it, and I think they deserve a round of applause. And I would also like to thank my fellow board members who were very supportive of the Little Shop of Horrors show, the Memorial High School Drama Club. I'd like to thank the superintendent, Mr. Falca, for attending, as well as Assistant Superintendent Clara Herrera, board members Portillo, Mejia, and President Rodas. Thank you.
I'd just like to make one quick comment also. Former Commissioner Cabrera, who was here this evening, paid tremendous tribute to the school district and to its teachers and its staff. Both people that were here, lady from the school boards, also said this was such an outstanding presentation and what a fine school district we had. Also, I want to thank and congratulate the West New York Police Department. Last night was a culmination, the graduation, which some of the board members attended, Mr. Rodas and Mr. Parkinson. Police Academy in West New York, which was outstanding for our 6th and 7th graders here at the middle school. It was such a fine thing that the police are doing, exposing these children, enabling them to be very confident. It's a very rewarding thing, just another fine thing that the school district is doing. I want to thank them. Thank you, West New York Police Department.
Trustee Chang?
I'd also like to thank the personnel for tonight's presentation. I also really enjoyed Mr. Libero's presentation to us, and I wish that we had picked a firm to conduct the superintendent search. I'm deeply disappointed that we didn't. You know, Superintendent Falco's retiring, at the end of the school year. I think it's very important. This is probably one of the most important decisions that this board will make coming up. And I really like the things that School Boards Association and Mr. Libera and his firm had to say about how they would have conducted this superintendent search. I don't think that we have very much time left. This is already April. You know, and I just hope we get this done, but I would have preferred that we had picked one of these firms to conduct the search. And I'm just very disappointed in once again, we go out, we advertise, we spend money to try to find firms. And, you know, I just don't understand the logic of not letting these professional companies handle these kind of things, especially something as important as a superintendent search. You know, this is going to affect my daughter. This is going to affect all the personnel in this district here. And you know, I just really think we should have picked one because I really like the presentations. I really like the way they would have conducted it. And that's all I have to say. Thanks.
Motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Parkinson, second by Trustee Acosta.
Trustee Acosta?
Yes.
Trustee Chang?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Mejia?
Yes.
Trustee Palermo?
Yes.
Vice President Parkinson?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Pistelli?
Yes.
Trustee Portillo?
Yes.
President Rodas?
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned.